What's going on, everyone? It's Eric. Welcome to the video. I was just watching a Grant Cardone video. It's one of if you haven't checked him out and you're into business, you might like his stuff. It's a little over the top sometimes, but I enjoy listening to what he says. And like Robert Kiyosaki says, you just kind of take some info that you like and others that you don't, and you kind of form your own opinion. So that's what I do with him and Robert Kiyosaki, and you should do the same with me. So anyway, so I was listening to him and he was talking about things that he learned. It's on? No, you're not watching college football, no. So, sorry about that. So, what I learned is, or what I just realized, a huge part of my business, like everything that I've ever done to become successful, and get every client that I ever had, was I follow up, which is just crazy because in trucking, I mean, like, every business skill for like a normal business, because apparently trucking isn't a normal business, but that's it's every skill to be good at business is applicable in the trucking industry. So I'll just give you an example. I have 3 main clients, and the first client that I ever got, I had actually called them a year earlier, and they told me no, they wouldn't hire me. And then I ended up calling them back again, and then all of a sudden, miraculously, they said, yeah, we'd love to work with you, basically. I mean, they didn't say it like that, but they ended up working with me. And another client that I don't work for anymore, I mean, they were like rude, and they said, no, we only hire big companies, like brokers and stuff like that. And so then I had already gotten a small win, and then what a win is like you're getting momentum. So like you got one yes, and like you celebrate that win, that victory, but then at the same time you need to start working towards your second victory. So I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they get a win, but then they lose steam, and then they forget about the big win that they got, and then they're kind of like, that's it. And so I always catapulted to the next level, and that really helped me out. So I called this company again, and then they decided to go with me. Like I said, they're not with me anymore. Then the next company, when I called them, they said, yeah, they would be interested in using us, but they weren't ready for us right now. And, there's no paperwork signed or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, call us back. Kind of like to see if I would call back maybe. So every time I called back after that for like 3 times, they would never answer. And then one time they picked up the phone, and then the rest is history. And we started working for them the day that they picked up the phone with that one. And then this is the craziest one. So my best client to date right now, I called the company and they put me in touch. Like if you guys haven't seen the video and you're trying to figure out how to get direct clients, all you have to do, it's super simple, is call the main line to whatever business you're looking for and ask if you can talk to someone about trucking. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to know anything else. And then just shut up and then let them transfer you to wherever. And then when they transfer you, then you say, hey, I'm just wondering if I can talk to someone about trucking. So keep in mind, no one knows how many trucks you have at this point. No one knows your name. No one knows anything about you, because they don't need to, because right now all you need to do is shut up and find the person that you need to talk to about trucking. So basically that's what you do. And I got in touch with this person, this guy. He's like, we hit it off and we're talking. He's like, what kind of trucking do you do? What do you want to do? What do you have? Blah, blah, blah. And anytime you get to talk to someone like that actually knows what's going on, it's a good thing. So that's the hardest part, is just finding out who you need to talk to. And so I was really excited. And then he's like, but I'm not the one that makes those decisions. You need to talk to this person. So I'm like, dang it. And then they're like, here's their phone number, and you're gonna have to call them a couple of times. They're not gonna go with you the very first time you call, which is really cool that he said that, because like I feel like it's kind of pushy or whatnot. So, or kind of like, just like, dude, I'll call you back if I want to talk to you type of a, like, that's how I think. Even though I have followed up before, but I did more of a follow-up, like where I call once a week, and it took me about 6 months where I called once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, and then I didn't call back, and then I would leave a message every single time. And this person, like I said, which is now my biggest client, called me and said, hey, you've been calling us, I got your message, and I'm just wondering if you have any trucks available, any trucks available. It was the craziest thing when they called back, you know, because it was like, what the heck, this is actually happening. So then, and they called at a perfect time where we were actually going to be getting very slow, and then we went from very slow to ramping up to like record numbers right off the bat. So that was probably like 3 years ago, and now, like I say, now they're our best client. But I was just watching this Grant Cardone video, and I was thinking, like, how many people in trucking actually know that follow-up is important? Also, it's important with drivers. If you say, hey, I'm busy, you're on the phone, and it is a driver, and you say, let me call you back, you actually call them back and not just blow them off so they feel like they're not important. It's also important when you're like recruiting drivers. You call a driver, they say, no, not right now. Call them again. How's it going? What's going on with your job? You know, like staying in touch with them, making sure that they know that you still would love to have them on your team, type of stuff like that. So hopefully this helped, and yeah, that's all I got for you guys. See ya.